In this video, we're going to talk about the product rule from 2.4. This will be our first objective. Now, I know your product rule in your notes from class and in your textbook uses f of x and g of x there, and I do not want to use f of x and g of x because more often than not, f of x and g of x will be on the left-hand side in your problem, and they're not going to be able to be variables if they're already defined in your problem. So I'm going to use u in the place of my first function that you're normally calling f of x, and I'm going to use a second function v, and just be careful to make your u's have a tail with this rule. So derivative with respect to x of function u times function v. And notice u has a tail there that you can see, and v is more pointy. So this is going to be v times du dx. So differentiate the first one first, leave the second one alone, and then plus u times dv dx. If your book says to differentiate the second one first and leave the first one alone, this is exactly the same because of commutative property of addition as u times dv dx plus v times du dx. What I'm telling you is that the order here does not matter. Differentiate one piece, leave the other piece alone, and add it to differentiating the piece that you didn't differentiate the first time and leaving the piece alone that you had differentiated the first time. So I like to do a little chart here, and I'll usually write these as u prime v plus v prime u is usually how I write this rule for myself, where this is u prime times v, this is v prime times u. If you write it this way, it would be v prime u plus u prime v. Again, if you want to write your primes second instead of first, order of multiplication doesn't matter. So there's lots of correct ways you can write this rule. I'm just telling you, I'm not going to write F's and G's because there's going to be F's and G's in my problem. So number one, here's a great example of what I'm saying. F of x is equal to 2x minus 3 times 1 minus 5x. So this is equal to u times v to me, where u is equal to 2x minus 3 and v is equal to 1 minus 5x. So my u prime, my derivative of u with respect to x is 2, and my v prime is equal to negative 5. So I'm going to take the product this way. F prime of x is going to be u prime v plus v prime u. This way that I wrote it up here is 2 times 1 minus 5x plus a negative 5 times 2x minus 3, just this product plus that product. And so this is f prime of x is equal to 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times negative 5x is negative 10x. We have a negative 5 times 2 is a negative 10x, and a negative 5 times a negative 3 is a positive 15. So we have f prime of x is equal to a negative 10 plus a negative 10 is a negative 20. X 2 plus 15 is 17. If you want to write that as 17 minus 20x, that's the same thing. But the book wrote it as negative 20x plus 17. Let's go ahead now and look at number 3. Number 3 also has an f of x on the left-hand side. And says that we want 6x minus x squared times 4 plus 3x. So u is going to be 6x minus x squared, and v is going to be 4 plus 3x. So u prime is 6 minus 2x. V prime is 3. So f prime, reminder here, f is u times v. So f prime of x is going to be u prime v plus v prime u. F prime of x is going to be 6 minus 2x times 4 plus 3x plus 3 times 6x minus x squared. F prime of x is equal to 6 times 4 is 24, 6 times 3x is 18x, negative 2x times 4 is a negative 8x, negative 2x times 3x is minus 6x squared. 3 times 6x is 18x, and 3 times negative x squared is a negative 3x squared. F prime of x, going to try and write everything in descending order of exponents. So negative 6x squared minus 3x squared is a negative 9x squared. 18 minus 8 is 10. 10 plus 18 is 28x. And then we have a plus 24 on the end. Let's go ahead and look at number 5 now. Number 5 says f of x is equal to x times x squared plus 3. Now, this would not have been a hard problem to just distribute through and use the power rule, and I would probably do that if this were not in the section that told me to use the product rule here. So I'm going to use the product rule since that's what I'm trying to learn. So u times v is going to be u is x and v is x squared plus 3. U prime is 1. V prime is 2x, or f prime of x is u prime v plus v prime u. F prime of x is 1 times x squared plus 3. Plus 2x times x. So this is going to be x squared plus 3 plus 2x squared. 1, 2, 3, x squared plus 3. Let's see how that fits with if we would have distributed to start off with. That's x cubed plus 3x, and our power rule tells us that we could differentiate that as 3x squared plus 3, which is the same answer. So there's more than one right way to find the answer to the problem, but we need to always follow the directions given in the problem if they tell us how to find the derivative using a particular rule. Go ahead now and look at number 7. Number 7 tells us h of x is equal to, and then we have 2 divided by x minus 3, and then we have x squared plus 7. All right, so I'm going to call this u times v, where u is 2 over x minus 3, which is the same thing as 2x to the negative first minus 3. V is x squared plus 7. So u prime is equal to negative 2x to the negative second, which is the same thing as negative 2 over x squared. V prime is equal to 2x. So my h prime of x is equal to u prime v plus v prime u, which is equal to a negative 2 over x squared times x squared plus 7 plus 2x times 2 over x minus 3. Let's see what we can do to clean that up a little bit. So x prime, h prime of x, when I distribute here, is going to give me x squared divided by x squared will make a 1. That's a negative 2. Negative 2 times 7 is a negative 14 over x squared. This has a denominator of 1. So 1 times x squared is x squared. X divided by x, there will be 1. 2 times 2 will be 4. And then again, a denominator of 1. This is going to be negative 3 times 2x is 6x. So common or like terms, excuse me, negative 2 and 4. So this is 2 minus 6x minus 14 over x squared for h prime of x. And they want that the other way for the answer in the book, which is just fine by me, even though that's not quite descending order. That's the way that they want it. All right. So let's go ahead and let's look at number 9 to wrap up this section on the product rule. Number 9 says g of x is equal to x squared minus 4x plus 3 times x minus 2. So I'm again going to call that u times v, where u is equal to x squared minus 4x plus 3, and v is equal to x minus 2. U prime is equal to 2x minus 4, and v prime is equal to 1. So g prime of x is equal to u prime v minus v prime u. G prime of x is equal to 2x minus 4 times x minus 2. Why did I say minus? This is plus 1 times x squared minus 4x plus 3. G prime of x is equal to 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times negative 2 is negative 4x. Negative 4 times x is a negative 4x. -4 times -2 is a +8. 1 times this is x squared minus 4x plus 3. So we have a g prime of x. 2x squared plus x squared is a 3x squared. -4, -4, and another -4 is a -12x. 8 plus 3 is 11. And that's it. We'll come back next time to talk about the quotient rule. So whereas a product rule is what happens when I multiply two functions of x, then the quotient rule is going to be what happens when I divide two functions of x. And I'll still call those u and v, and we'll make a similar table as to how I made this one, but the rule is going to be a little bit different. So come back next time for the quotient rule. See you for the next video.